Hello to all the meeps and bubbles, to the afterlife and beyond. Welcome back on our deadly asteroid, and we are starting with a dead duplicant. Who do we have here? Gosman didn't make it this time. Sorry Gosman. I told you I wasn't planning on keeping the duplicants, so let's give us a little head start for the super sustainability. We no longer need to control this, we can just cut the automation cables right here, so that the hydrogen generators won't stop producing energy. We can just waste it and burn it until it is empty. And what do we have here? A pip. Not the right timing for this game. Not funny. And because at the moment we do still have a lot of duplicants, we could abuse them for manual labor. So I placed down a couple of manual generators, hooked them up to a single light bulb, all with the goal of burning a lot of energy for the super sustainable achievement. We could also deconstruct the batteries, cut them off from the grid down below, and add a couple more manual generators. How many duplicants do you need to power a single light bulb? Well, all of them. I had another dumb idea. Do you know the power control station? Those things can be built in a room that is 69 tiles large. Like this. That's why I had to place down a couple more tiles. And if the room is filled with a couple of generators, a dupe can come by and bring refined metal, like copper in this case, and tune each single one of these generators. What this does is, instead of producing 400 watts, they will produce 600 watts each. Important addition, you will need the electrical engineering skill for that. Take a look at this! Now we got a barbecue print in for us. There we go, Ada finally decided to show up. Now she's tuning some chips that she then can integrate into the manual generators. There she goes. Ada is tuning the first generator. Ada is not the fastest. Okay, this takes a while. Maybe she needs a better building skill. Check this again. And now it is at 600 watts. Exactly the same as a coal generator. Okay, since this was just for fun, I'm deconstructing it now. And I'm placing in the power control station next to the hydrogen generators. That makes a lot more sense and is more productive. Because we can use the last remaining duplicants to research the glass forge, which we need in order to produce some solar panels. Oh, a duplicant died. Turner has starved to death. Sorry Turner. There you go. While the duplicants deconstruct the remaining tiles from our Shenanigans, one floor lower, one of the duplicants is tuning the hydrogen generators. So how much power does us one of those give? 1200. Wow, nice. Right here, right now, I have the duplicants build the material research station as well as the manual red bolt generators. The manual generators will be fed with the uranium ore that we find down in our basement. We need a setup so we can research the glass forge, which we will need for the solar panels, which we also need to research. And while I was talking, Otto died. Now that the manual red bolt generators have been built, we can aim them to the right and decide on the material to use for the red bolt production. Either depleted uranium or uranium ore. Let's check how much we have of that stuff. Uranium ore. A lot. That should be fine. A lot of dupes are starving, so maybe I place down a couple of plants now. And that is exactly what I did, right next to the immortal pip. And the planter boxes will be filled with mealwood. Warning ahead. Disturbing imagery and a lot of dead duplicants. So, who diseased? Otto, yeah, we know that. Catalina, what happened to you? That just means more grace for the dupes. Well, we need at least someone surviving, otherwise we can't keep that game running. This gotta be the best one. Died while building a tasteful memorial. I told you I wasn't planning on keeping the duplicants. Now we can get rid of a lot of those incubators because we can get the material back for this. I'm just deconstructing almost all of them, except for these. I think I'm gonna keep these. So back to today's focus. Sadly, the duplicants still haven't finished the research for the glass forge, so no solar panels at the moment. In order to produce more environmental friendly power, we are using up the salt water, desalinating it and burning it in the hydrogen generators. We just got a new colony achievement, let's check that quickly. And we got turn of the century. Okay. Look what we got printed here. We got a hatchling, so more food for our duplicants. And finally, we got a duplicant that is producing a couple of red bolts for us, so we can keep on going with the research for the solar panels. In the background, I'm having the duplicants deconstruct everything that we don't need, like the old ranches, place down a lot more gravestones, deconstruct every incubator that we have around there, free up the saltwater geyser to the right, probably dig up this geyser here, and a little bit... Okay, there's a dead duplicant being transported up, and a little bit of the radiation stuff, so we can keep on firing the red bolts into our research station. And we have a new blueprint, curative tablets, why not? There we go, the base looks much cleaner now. We deconstructed all the incubators, we got rid of most of the ranches, and we even managed to produce a couple of red bolts. Not much, but a couple. 9 to be exact. We got lucky and got a couple of omelets. To the right of our base, I let the duplicants dig further down, place down a new pump so that we can use all the salt water that is coming from the geyser on top and from the geyser on the left. So we can feed this to more electrolyzers. I probably will place them in space somewhere around here, collect the hydrogen, burn it off, and just let the oxygen escape, because we don't need that. As you may have seen, there's some polluted water mixed in, so I probably put it through a filter before feeding it to the desalinator. Unfortunately, we do not have researched that yet, so we have to do that now. I'm talking about the water sieve, of course. And because I deconstructed all of our research stations, I first need to rebuild them. Supercomputer on the left and the normal stations to the right. Also, the Dupes got a lot of breaks, otherwise they would be quite grumpy. Research is being done. We only need maybe half a cycle or a whole cycle until the Dupes have finished this. I love how this looks when the duplicants work in unison in the red bolt generation. The timing on this. Sadly, we do have another duplicant that starved to death. Nicola, he was our only material study duplicant. Well, speaking of research, we finally got the filtration system that I was looking for. So we go into refinement, water sieve, place one down like so. That should be enough. Hook it up to the water grid and feed the water back into the same system with a bridge. Now we can cut this here, deconstruct that, hook this up to the power like so. Now our water should get filtered before it gets to the desalinator. If it is polluted water, it will get cleaned to clean water. The clean water will just pass the desalinator. If it is salt water, the salt water will not get filtered, will just pass this, nothing will happen. And it will get fed to the desalinator, where it gets turned into clean water. The dupes are finished now, let me show you this. The salt water is coming in, coming out because it doesn't need to get filtered. Getting in the desalinator, gets filtered into clean water. And now we have a lot of clean water that we can use to burn in the electrolyzer. We don't need to feed it down here anymore. We can just feed it upwards. And let's see if we have the mesh tiles. Right, exactly. I was researching the mesh tiles so we can place down a couple of electrolyzers here. Let's make a whole row. Grab the ladder, place it down and wait until it is day again. Meanwhile, the dupes are harvesting all the plants, so they got a tiny bit to eat. And what do we have printed here? A couple of duplicants and coal. Do we want another duplicant? Just for the giggles. And new bubbles maybe. Welcome bubbles. Welcome to the death planet. Here we are again and it is day. So we can place down a couple of the electrolyzers. Then we need a ceiling made out of anything that we want. Enough space for a pump. And it is night again. We are coming closer to the research for the glass forge and the solar panels. I had to assign a new research duplicant for that. Yes! Up on the surface I'm making a few changes on the electrolyzer setup, but don't focus on this. I will change this a couple of times more. But a small and very slow trick that you can take from this is you can use temp shift plates instead of drywall. In the meanwhile, I'm going to prepare a small glass forge setup so that the duplicants can produce a couple pieces of glass that we can then use in the solar panels. What do we have here? Salt water? Nope. We need more research tubes. Science and strength. Welcome Mima to the base. So how far are we with the achievement? 185,000 of 240,000 kilojoule. The basic research for the solar panels is being executed at this moment. It has been a while and the duplicants still haven't finished what I ordered them to do. Here we got our production system for the hydrogen with 4 electrolyzers and 1 pump that is going to suck up the produced hydrogen, feed feed it down to those hydrogen generators. The hydrogen generators provide the power for said system and for the glass forge to the left. We can probably place down a couple batteries to store the energy. Or we could even care less and just place them wherever we find space for that. Since we are nearly done, we don't have to make this very orderly or beautiful. I think we built enough of the system to activate it. So let's check this quickly. This needs power to activate, so we need a duplicant to run on the treadmill for a short while in order to get this thing kick-started. So now let's place down 1 or 2 manual generators, probably around here. Hook them up to a big cable. We can deconstruct the door, we don't need that anymore. And probably I need to hook up the water. So let's grab a pipe and connect it up. The duplicants have deconstructed the door, now we can connect up the cable and wait until they are finished. Meanwhile, we can take in a couple of Shine Nymph eggs. There we go, the duplicants kickstarted this. Hydrogen and oxygen being pumped down, we don't want the oxygen. Maybe I need to put a filter on here. Luckily, our glass forge finally has been built, so I set the glass production to forever. I had to change the system again because it wasn't filtering like I wanted it to, and I don't want to spend any time on it. That is why I placed down a mechanical filter down here. Let me just show you this. If the gas comes from up here, it will get transported over with this bridge. The gas valve is set to 1 gram, the hydrogen will rotate here. If hydrogen is detected, it will get sent out here, bridged over and sent down to our generators right here. The hydrogen will be burned and produce a lot of energy for us. Every other gases will just be vent into space. So let's check if that works like I want it to. We first need to reconnect the power that are disconnected to stop the gas flow from the electrolyzers. Now that the gas is flowing, we want to pre-prime this loop with the right gases. Therefore I'm gonna be a little cheeky and use the pliers tool. With this we can cut out the gases that we don't want for priming our loop. In this case the oxygen. Then deconstruct them and reconstruct them. With this we have only 1 pipe with clean hydrogen left. Hook this up. And now we have it pre-primed. Now we can connect this and it should filter itself. There we go. Oxygen being thrown out, hydrogen being pumped down to our generators. Now we can cut the power for the duplicants. We don't need that anymore. We don't need you to run there, duplicants. We may use the cables for some storage for the power. 1, 2, 3, 4 batteries. Another blueprint, another useless package. Okay, this is working fine. Take a look at this and at this. Only the hydrogen is being transported down and we produce a lot of energy with our 2 generators. It is slowly but steadily filling up, so more and more hydrogen generators will be used. Just for your information, don't build shit like this. This is totally unnecessary. Build something reasonable. This is just for energy production and useless energy waste for our achievement. And while that was happening, I haven't even noticed that our research for the solar panels has been finished. So we can place them down now, somewhere around here. I just checked and we have enough for exactly 3 solar panels. Done. And we are out of copper ore. I'm also planning on increasing the glass production with another glass forge. We already got enough material for another solar panel. But before I go totally crazy on more solar panels, let's check how much power we produce already. We are at 210,000 of 240,000 kilojoules. And while we're at it, why not place down a couple more? Maybe we can prepare them. No, game. Just let me place down a couple more. Come on. Maybe if I'm quick enough. Yes, I can prepare one. And hook it up like this. And while the solar panels have been built, I'm adding more of this nonsense right here, because I have the duplicants researching the drywall, so we don't have to place down the temperature plates that take forever to place down. But we're not there yet. No drywall at the moment. What are we doing here? Well, I was looking for metal because we had no metal left to build any cables. Everything that you see red here should be metal, and we only have those tiny little pieces right here left. Except if you want to consider building with uranium ore, of course. But we did find a little bit of wolframite. Yeah, we could definitely use that. So let's dig that up. What do we have printing here? A snazzy suit. How nice. You can give the snazzy suit to Mima. And the research for the drywall is almost done. We just finished research for the drywall, so we can place it behind our electrolyzer setup and behind the pump. And on the left you can see the duplicants making space for more solar panels. And after that we can hook up the gas pump to the same pipe to the right. And no, this is not the most effective, but I already told you to not build this. Give it a little bit of power and hook it up to the liquid pipe, which is running low on water. So let's check that quickly. Water being transported over. Yeah, we could place down more pumps if we wanted to. For now, I plan on adding more water to this pipe right here by placing down one more liquid pump in our clean water reservoir. In order for the pump down here to work, we of course had to close the liquid vent, otherwise this is an infinite loop. The water is now being pumped up, and let's check this quickly. This is a full 10 kilogram pipe now. Nice. In order to get a little more metal back, I deconstructed the big heavy watt wire and replaced it with a tiny cable. So hopefully we can use that material up here for the cables. It was enough for exactly 3 more. More duplicants or a pocket shell. And of course, how else could it be? Nearly close to the end, and after almost reaching our achievement, we got a duplicant that tries to kill himself. How else would it be? Hassan, I don't think you will make it. Yeah, it's looking grim for you, Hassan. Yeah, you don't have your priorities straight. You can't dig. Well, sorry, Hassan. At least give Hassan the proper burial. We do have a couple of free spaces here. And we are at 237,000 kilojoule. If you're interested in the temperatures of the base, take a look at this. We got the saltwater geysers cooking the base. We got this machinery cooking the base a little bit. All the incubators were pretty hot. And of course, our electrolyzer setup on top. So this is our power production system at the moment, in addition to the generators down here, as well as the main power system that has been running since the almost beginning of the game. If we take a look how much hydrogen we do have left, only around 20 kilograms per tile. And we have around 2000 kilograms of oxygen. Nice. And we just got some kind of achievement. Let us see if it is the achievement that we waited for. It is the super sustainability. Now we get all 3, Carnivore, Locavore and a super sustainable. Well, and now? I wanted to ask you guys a few questions. Should we start a new Let's Play right away? And if we do, what kind of Let's Play should it be? I have read something like make everything as complicated as you can. Others that wanted to see other asteroids. I would go more into the direction of how can we abuse every bug that we find to our liking. How can we use the duplicants to produce resources? Or whatever you might think of. And if we aren't starting a new Let's Play, I would like to focus more on the shorts and on the explainer videos that belong to said shorts. Because I have quite a few of them to do, because some of the builds are not self-explanatory. And in addition to that, I would also like to playtest a couple more games, just to show if one of them might be to your liking. I hope you guys enjoyed this Let's Play, and now you have an idea how hard it is to get the Carnivore achievement. The other two were quite easy, to be honest, but the Carnivore achievement was kind of a pain to get. If you think that this Let's Play helps a single person to get a Carnivore achievement, I would be glad if you tell YouTube so by pressing the like button. There's also that bell icon thingy if you don't want to miss any shorts from me. Love you guys and see you at whatever video I might produce next.